Yeah, quick video here of the equipment that's sitting down here at the other end. Notice the sign, so I can't go over there. But you can get a nice view of all the equipment sitting here on the ready tracks. Back there you see the 45 tonner, and it's not doing much, but looking pretty. Looks like it's gonna rain here pretty soon. We got the new Amtrak station slash bus station here in Dearborn. It's a pretty good size, comparable to some of the other stations in the state. I know Durand is pretty big, but for Dearborn size, this is pretty good size. So, I mean, yeah, they did a pretty good job. We got a lot of equipment here. We got depressed center flat car down there, and then we got an NWH2A 3-bay hopper. And then we got 70-ton, excuse me, that's actually a 100-ton coal hopper, another 3-bay. It also says N&W on it, but it's probably from the 1960s, early 60s. And I guess NS donated that one. And here under the cover is the tender for number 45, the 442 Atlantic type locomotive that is currently in the Roundhouse. We'll go see that soon. And we got Detroit Mackinac 060 switcher number 8 sitting out here. No cab, no jacketing or anything extra sitting on here, just a couple of appliances that have not been taken off. The frame for the tender has been rebuilt and the body has been placed partially back on. It's jacked up on these blocks here, but it's looking like this will be the next one to be restored. And then we got some 60-foot cushion box cars here, CSX, and the trucks to it looks like the 45 tonner, but must be off something else, as well as some other trucks behind it. A lot of interesting equipment. Might see some more. First, we're gonna go look at the train. It's now making its way from the station. In here we got the number 45. Ran on the Michigan Central. It's a 442 Atlantic type locomotive. Very sleek design for 1902. Built by the Schenectady Locomotive Works in Schenectady, New York. The forerunner to Alco. See, March 1902. Technically, Alco was already created at that time, 1901, by the 8 builders that put it together, but still Schenectady Works, before they had the big factory built later on. Very ornate locomotive. See the jacketing's pretty nicely polished. Probably does need a bath though, but in here it still looks pretty good. Got a wood cab up here. A lot of brass fittings on it too. Very nice, very nicely done. Some, I'm betting a lot of it is original. Others were added later. Nice view of the cab here. No stoker on this locomotive. Just a place for 2 firemen to put coal, or I guess if you're running that fast, but mainly it's to better spread the coal. If you look in there, they got the light in the firebox itself. You can kind of see in there. Might be too far in for this camera to get it, but that's where I brought the HD one. I know the other one can't pick that up. You can see the fire brick in there on the tubes. The arch area. Siphons. And all the brass pipes in here. Got the Johnson bar reverser. You got the brakes. Now, yeah, the whistle. Don't forget about that. Got your oiler and turrets. Injectors are below, so you get the idea. Here are your great shakers right there. You can see the devices here. It's a heating device, I believe. Feed water heat. Gonna take a look around the rest of the roundhouse in a minute here. Get through the rest of the view of the locomotive. Got lit up underneath. There's an inspection pit under here. Each track has an inspection pit, but this one over here is specifically for visitors to look under. We're gonna take another look at the equipment outside when we're done in here. Outside, sitting right there is the Torch Lake number 3, an 064 Fairley tank engine. Mason Fairley built it way back in the 1870s, and it still runs today. Getting a good look at this inspection pit. You can see the massive size of the drivers on this engine, and you also notice that it has inside valve gear. Because there's less light outside and more on the inside, you can see just all the character that you get from having inside valve gear, especially with the polished rods. And the valve gear all runs off the main axle on the main driver's set, just like outside valve gear. And goes up to the front here and into the steam chambers. Right here we got pistons for the air brakes. The axles for the lead axles. The lead truck, excuse me. Trailing truck is back here. They're all spoke too, just like the back ones on the 1225 are. I'm pointing out a lot of similarities to other locomotives in here, so just so you get the idea. Here we have the door openings for the hopper for the ashes to drop out. This locomotive is too big to run on the railroad out here, but it could run on the main line if they ever got the money to get it running again. It's in pretty good shape, at least exterior-wise. I'm not sure about the boiler, but knowing how Henry Ford got his engines, he usually didn't buy pieces of crap. You just see all the detail. You see the springs, just how big they are, because these are outside springs on this. You got the air pump up there. This one compressor. A lot of big locomotives have two, like the 1225. Not a bad looking locomotive. We're gonna go through the rest of the roundhouse now and see the other projects. Got a better view of the Atlantic locomotive up here in the mezzanine, the back of the roundhouse. Wish we had one like this over in Owasso. Got a 1930 Plymouth gas locomotive here. Very nice looking locomotive. And over here we have the Edison number 1. Looking pretty good right now. It's looks like it's gonna have some renumbering done to the cab here. Still in operating condition. It's a 440 American type locomotive. I believe they said when it was built it was an 040 tank engine, and Henry Ford got and turned it into a 440 at the Ford Motor Company shops. It's got a steel cab on there. I believe that was a replacement. They originally had a wood cab on it. so not bad. It's also got a four-wheel tender, so I'm guessing the Ford Motor Company built that too. A lot of other projects going on here in the shop. You see the machining area down here, the big wheel lathe. Milling machines, boring machines. And this big project here, the Detroit Mackinac wood caboose, that was donated by the D&M Railway, along with the switcher that's outside, number 8. And so far, looks like most of the exterior of the body is done. And now they're working on getting the cupola finished. And I guess the last thing I said would be finishing the roof of the car. Management still hasn't decided what they're going to do with it, whether it's going to be display or they're going to run on the regular train and just charge extra for it. Talk about making a steel roof on there. We'll see how that works, but it's pretty nicely done right now. Still got the railings down there. Maybe they'll see it operating by the end of the year, or at least down on display. It all depends on money. The interior still needs to be done, but I mean, it's coming along based on how it used to look. Over here on the other side, got a little Allison-I cart there, hauling parts around, as well as a hand car, nice pump car. And over here, we have the makings of an old wood-style ore car that the Calumet and Hecla will have ran up in the UP. And just like one of the cars at number 3 were pulled. Now this one's going to haul away the ash at the end of the day that the locomotives contribute. So it's going to be a nice dumper type car. Easier, haul more ashes and just haul them all away instead of putting them in a dumpster and dumping them that way. So lots of stuff going on. Just like all shops, pretty busy. Rain is slowing down, so I'll probably go out there and get more look at the equipment. We got a derrick car out there. See a derrick crane, all hand cranked. Very interesting. More projects down here. At the back wall here, the Roundhouse. More information on it. Map of Michigan railroads by county. This won't show up because the map is a little smaller marked, but you get the idea. See some of the equipment outside. Come on down here. You see the large portion of the machine shop. And we got an axle waiting to be turned. All the information you need to know. Some of the tools that they would have used back in the day. Actually, not so much back in the day. We still use them now. Here they use them, and we got them in Owasso too. So it's amazing. Here's a better look at some of the machine tools down here. We got car jacks right there. It's nice that they have a place to store theirs. We have to store ours over our neighbors there at GLC. We got a diagram over here on the back wall explaining how a steam locomotive works. This is more of a simple rendition of how it works compared to some of the bigger engines. Around turn. Do it backwards. Now backwards. So this is how your piston and valve gear work. As I've explained before, we're gonna head on out now, catch a train ride. Moving the turntable into position here. I believe it's 65 feet, so I don't have to turn the equipment around here. It runs around here. You got the torch lake over here on the other side of the shed here, right next to the servicing track. You can see how well that thing turns, being a hand-powered turntable. Got the water column here, and see the water tower behind there, and a coaling chute. I believe they are both built from kits. So, not authentic, but they do work. So they're the real thing. So this is where they do all their washing at and ash servicing. Without anything on it, it only takes one guy. Or Model T's running around here. Also got a steam-powered railroad crane. The Detroit River Tunnel, #1. I believe it's a 120 tonner. It still operates. And the tracks behind us on the siding. Train just pulled in, so we're gonna head over there. The Smiths Creek Depot from our Grand Trunk. Behind us we got box cars here donated. Different 40 footers. I think they were all C&O at one time. We only got one label for C&O now. We got a New Haven one. And another one that's done up as a cotton belt. We got a wooden DT&I one. Well, it's a composite, both wood and metal. And next to it is this Canadian National stock car. And a special flat car. And a repainted tank car, 3-domer. Frame still needs to be repainted though, but looks pretty nice. I'm gonna hop on.